Let's do red carpet full glam while I tell you about the time a girl I met maybe 3 times canceled me and got me destroyed on the internet. When I say destroyed, I mean like, I'm glad it happened to me because I genuinely wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I had probably like 1,000 to 3,000 DMs a day telling me to... I'm gonna start the story at the date with this man who is very sweet. He lives about 10 minutes away from me in New York, and he took me out to this beautiful, beautiful restaurant, and we had such a great date that we wanted to get drinks afterwards. We got drinks at this really, really nice hotel lobby, and it was so much fun, and I genuinely remember being like so excited. I don't go on a lot of first dates, so it's really rare that you get a good first date. I remember on the first date, we were about to leave the bar, so we both went to the restroom, and he turned around and grabbed me and kissed me, and I remember, like, I had butterflies like never before. He was super talkative, super fun, and so sweet, and very masculine. Everything about him was wonderful. At the end of the date, he put me in an Uber home, and then I went to bed, and I was just smiling ear to ear. I wake up in the morning, and I'm so excited to look at my phone because I know that this man is going to text me. Like, I know we both enjoyed the date. But instead, I look at my phone, and I see a message from a random number. The message said, "Hi, this is Haley. I'm getting DMs that you were on a date with my ex last night, LOL. I don't want to be weird, but is that true? Just want to know so I can tell people to stop commenting that." And then I didn't answer because, like, I just didn't, I don't know. And an hour later, she said, "I keep getting comments about it, and I can see that you're active on TikTok right now, so I guess I'm just going to take your silence as a yes." She took it as a yes. I don't answer either of those messages because I don't feel like I have to. He's single, and she literally had to introduce herself over text. I've never had a one-on-one conversation with her. I've met her maybe 3 times through work. So finally, the person I want to texts me, and he comes over and brings me coffee before I have to go film. This man and I are just hanging out and chilling until I have to go to work, and his phone starts going crazy. I see the name, and it's her. So I figured he should handle it because it's his ex, and it's not really my problem. And I was like, "Is this okay? Like, what's going on?" And he said, "Oh yeah, it's nothing, it's fine. Like, she's never brought your name up once ever since we were ever dating, so like, it's not a problem." And I was like, okay, like, cool. I really wasn't worried at all because I knew I did nothing wrong. I figured I'd just let him handle it because it's his ex and none of my business, really. He went downstairs when it was time for me to go to work, and I get in my Uber and I look at my phone one more time. And guess what? She started posting about me. The video she posted about me immediately got hundreds of thousands of views within hours, and she made sure everyone knew it was about me. Go to part 2 if you want to hear more of the story and see more of the glam. Part 2 of how I got canceled by a girl I met 3 times. So she posted a TikTok about me. You know, it was just her lip syncing a song. It was directed towards me, but I thought it was like, whatever, you know, he went on a date. I totally get that. I feel for her. You know, we've all been there. We've all been a girl that, you know, a guy takes someone else on a date and, you know, maybe it makes you sad a little bit. I figured it was totally okay because, you know, it's really not about me. I wasn't on my phone at all the entire day because I was filming a short film. I go on my phone and I realized this was about me. And the story that was told was not true and it was not good. Here's where it gets messy. She said, "Ladies, let me be your lesson. Never feel sorry for a man or defend him because not even 3 weeks after dumping you out of the blue, after you try to protect him, he would go on a date with someone you considered a friend." Girl. She said considered a friend because she knows that I've met her 3 times, never hung out with her one-on-one, and I didn't have her number. That's why she said, "Hi, it's Haley." And we're with the night before buying shots for. were at an influencer event. A bunch of people went to a bar afterward, and we all bought a round of shots. How you do with work people. She then says her bag is literally sitting in my closet because we dropped it off at my apartment before going to the bar together. None of that happened. I have never been inside of her apartment, and I would never leave my purse anywhere. The bag that she is referring to is a gift bag from the work event that we all went to, and she said she was going to donate everyone's gift bag. So
time. But to be letting me pay for your fucking tequila shot, standing next to me while going through my Instagram following, searching my ex-boyfriend's name to DM him and ask him on a date. And how pathetic is he to go?
I never DM anyone while I'm standing next to anyone, ever. So that's just all a complete lie, and it made the world hate me. By no means am I laughing at her. I totally get being upset over a man. I understand how bad it could hurt. I'm just laughing because none of that happened. Go to part 3 for like the rest of the story and the rest of the makeup. Part 3 of how I got canceled by a girl I met maybe 3 times while I do the rest of my makeup.
Out? Because I'm just running up her fucking engagement. You're welcome for that, girl. At least turn on the fucking creator fund and get your bag out of this. But I think that's what she wants. Like, I think that she likes that people are commenting that. It's really sick and weird.
Let's read some of the comments that I apparently wanted. Isn't it your job to be likable? You're a walking red mother trucking flag. Looking rough. Let's just forget her existence. If I were your hairstylist, I'd put Nair in your conditioner. Hope you're going to the gym. You're rancid. Log off. Homewrecker. Immediately unfollowed. You're gross. You're not a girl's girl. Very cruel and backstabbing. You're spreading STDs all over New York City. You're hoeing around. Does she not have a dad? Is this why she needs male attention so bad? Those weren't the only comments I got. I got a lot more, and they were much worse. After all of the lies and the craziness, this man and I were still hanging out, and he's still so nice and so fun. In person, we got some attention, and it wasn't good. One night we were at a bar, he went to the bathroom, and this girl tried to fight me and was screaming homewrecker. And it never stopped. I think I went on 4 or 5 dates with this man total. He was so sweet, so wonderful. I think I realized he was maybe not the one for me, and it kind of just dwindled. It was like, whatever. Yeah, but I think he's great. I guess the moral of the story is don't believe everything you hear online. Don't take hate too seriously. Keep your head up. It happens to everyone on all scales, you know? The world loves to pin other women against other women, and it is what it is. Love you. Bye.
I got ghosted, and it's not what you're thinking. It wasn't a boy. And I wish it was at this point. I got ghosted by my first post-grad full-time job. For some backstory, I just graduated college in May with a degree in marketing. And although I do TikTok, I did want to have a job outside of this. I wanted to work a corporate job after I graduated college. And I know you're probably like, ew, who voluntarily wants to work a 9-to-5 job? TikTok is honestly my creative outlet, and I really enjoy coming on here making videos and talking to you guys, and I didn't want that to be my main job. I just didn't want to get burnt out from the creativity and the fun of it, and it really fulfills me as a person. It makes me very happy. I also wasn't going to make this video because I like to keep those two sides of my life very separate, because although I don't really post anything on here that would damage my character negatively, you never know how a company is going to feel about having a social media presence, and that is why when I'm working a professional career, I don't tell you guys on here where I work. But because the situation was handled so unprofessionally on their end, I just wanted to make a video about it just in case anybody else was going through the same thing, and just to spread awareness on jobs that you may find through LinkedIn. So to start, I actually interned for this company this summer after my junior year, and it went so great. During this time, there were really no red flags other than the fact that they forgot to pay me one time. And I think that was on the HR side of their company. Before I left the company to go back and start my senior year of college, they were like, we'd love to have you back once you graduate. Let's keep in touch throughout the rest of your college career. When the second semester of my senior year rolls around, I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do. Did I want to get another job? Did I want to go back and do more school? I really wasn't sure. I was considering working at another company as well, but then they reached out to me again in May asking me to set up a call. That call really wasn't an interview. They just wanted to see where I was at, wanted to know what salary I was expecting and what kind of job duties I wanted to fulfill. And during the call, they were like, this is not an if we're gonna hire you, you. We want you to come back. We're just trying to find a good role that would match your skills very well. And not to toot my own horn, but in my professional career, I am very good at what I do. They still use the assets that I created during my time as an intern. So this whole process seemed very normal to me. After this call, they gave me a time frame of when they would reach out again, and I didn't hear back from them for another month. And so at this point, I was just considering other opportunities. But then they reached out again in June. We set up another call, and this was like supposed to be the final call. They were like, we're gonna have a follow-up phone call or an offer letter to you in your inbox by end of week. The call was on Monday. Friday came around and I had heard nothing back. So then I sent a follow-up email, heard nothing back. Next week rolls around, another follow-up email, heard nothing back. Then I finally get an email back asking me for a good phone number. No, like, thanks for reaching out, nothing. There was nothing to the email, no subject line, no conclusion, just asking for my phone number, which they already have. Regardless, I gave them my phone number and I still haven't heard anything back. No one's tried to call me, no one else has tried to answer my emails, they just have ghosted me. I found this job through LinkedIn in the first place, applied with Easy Apply, and it was a small startup firm. It is a legit job, I believe. Just feel like no corporation should be acting like this. And honestly, at this point, I have no interest in working for them anymore because I think emails should always be sent professionally, first of all, and they should be responded to in a timely manner. Now, I just believe that our work ethics and levels of professionalism no longer align. I'm still not sure why they ghosted me. I do think about this a lot because during the time that I did work for them, I had a very good relationship with both of my bosses. Maybe they just couldn't meet my salary expectation, or maybe there just wasn't a spot for me, but they told me there was. So I just think that if I put myself in the shoes of a boss, I would at least send an email of why we couldn't hire at the time. And maybe don't say that you can in the first place. Hey, but if anyone else wants to hire me, that would be great. Because now I'm honestly just a little bit sad that even when I was interning for them, that I gave them so much of my time and energy. Every day I worked very, very hard at what I did. But the moral of the story is don't trust everything you see on LinkedIn. And if something doesn't work out, that just means something better is coming for you in the future. Love you guys. Bye.
Get ready with me while I explain to you guys why you can't trust literally anybody. I feel like I just have really bad luck with friends. Also, before you guys assume this is not a hickey, I burned myself with the beach waiver. Like, I promise it's a burn. Anyway, there's this guy that I was dating. I was dating him for about 1.5 years, maybe a little bit longer, maybe a little bit less. I don't really remember. But at that time, I was also really, really close with this one girl. Also, I'm not going to name drop. I wanted to, but I'm not going to because it's really not that deep. To sum up how close we were, if someone couldn't get a hold of me, they called her. If they couldn't get a hold of her, they called me. Because we were always together. Anyways, me and him ended, and then not too much longer later, me and her just, like, fell apart. Like, nothing happened between us, like, no beef, no drama, no nothing. We just really stopped talking for a while. Recently, around the beginning of October, she slid up on one of my stories, and then we kind of just, like, caught up and started talking again. And then the bond that we had before, like, literally came back within an instant because we were so freaking close. And, like, you can't really erase that. Like, we were literal sisters. We talked every single day, hung almost every single day, but let's skip the backstory, the boring stuff, and let's get to the point. She stayed the night the day before New Year's Eve and then was at my house New Year's Eve morning. I had plans that morning, so she ended up going home just for a little bit, and then we planned on meeting back up and getting ready for this party. We were texting all day. We were so excited about the party, and then randomly she's like, oh, sorry, like, I have plans with my family. And I'm like, girl, don't even worry about it. Like, I'll just go out by myself. Family is more important. Like, of course. The party that we were going to go to together was, like, really far, so I didn't want to go without her, so I was trying to find, like, another party to go to. I ended up finding one that was really close, after everyone was posting about it, and literally everyone was there. And I was like, okay, everyone's there. I mean, I'm going by myself, but I know a lot of people. It's fine, whatever, let me just go. Because, like, I didn't want to do nothing on New Year's Eve. So I get there, I found all my people, like, I'm having a really freaking good time, and I want to say at least 45 minutes to an hour goes by, and I'm over here catching up with one of my other friends, and I'm talking about how much I miss my ex, and she goes, girl, he's downstairs with so-and-so. I start laughing. I'm like, no, she's with her family. Like, haha, good try. Thinking it was a literal joke. Like, I literally thought it was a literal joke. I go downstairs and she's sitting, like, in the corner behind the pool table on his lap in a chair. In that moment, I'm, like, really freaking confused because I'm like, she just told me that she had a family thing to go to. Like, why did she lie to me? But, like, also in that moment, my heart completely shatters because I'm like, I was just talking about how much I miss him, and my best friend is sitting on his lap right now. I wouldn't say, like, best friend. Like, I don't know what you classify as best friend, but we were getting really, really close again. And if you guys know me and you guys watch my TikToks, before any of you guys ask, no, it's not Haley or Charlie. I just haven't really hung out with either of them. Still love them so much. I see Charlie tomorrow, so y'all will probably see her too. Anyways, back to the story. She made direct eye contact with me and then hurry up and looked away and acted like she didn't even see me. He gets up and he comes over and he's like, yo, nice to see you. Talking to my other friend, talking to the other friend, talking to the dude behind us. And I'm like, he just touched my hand. Like, we're gonna get married again. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I was like heartbroken in this moment because like, what was that? She walks to the opposite side of the basement and goes up those flight of steps to like avoid us. And I'm talking to him, like having a normal conversation. Like, obviously, like if he's with her, I'm not gonna flirt with him, even though that was my man and my best friend. Whatever, it doesn't even matter. But I'm like talking to him and I'm like, oh, so like you and so? He was like, yeah, we've been together for like 2 months. You didn't know? In my mind, I'm like, that dab up meant nothing. I thought we were gonna get married. He just dabbed me up. We're gonna get married. Nope, it meant nothing. I'm just kidding. Let me stop being delusional. Anyways, back to the story. We had been friends for over 2 months. Like, been close again for over 2 months. And she never once mentioned that she was dating my ex. Yeah. One that she would tell me to leave in the beginning over and over and how he's no good for me. Anyways, fast forward. She didn't talk to me the entire party and then blocked me. Like, I texted her and I was like, hey. That's all I said was, hey. Blocked. She blocked me, and I'm not gonna go chasing after anybody. Obviously, she was no good because what was that? She could stay in 2023. That was so cringy of me to say, but she can stay in 2023 because 2024 she will not be in. It's low-key not that deep because he was my ex, but you are supposed to be my best friend. You're supposed to be my best friend. I feel so embarrassed because I had been, like, sobbing about him to her. Not sobbing, but, like, I miss him. Like, I want a bad girl. Like, we should go on a 2-man and, like, invite him, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, she's in a relationship with him. Like, I look so stupid sitting here crying about him to her when she's dating the man. Or talking to him. I don't know. He just said we have been together for over 2 months. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Oh! Like, why? Why? In my opinion, no matter what, that's a violation of girl code to, like, date your best friend's ex. Yeah. Like, at the same time, I'm not going to lose my best friend over a boy, so I wouldn't have really cared if she didn't lie to me about it and then blocked me because I texted her, hey. Anyways, guys, that's all. I love you guys. I'll see you later. I just had to rant real quick because... let me tell you, that had me heated. Peace out, guys. Bye.
Get ready with me as I tell how a girl bullied me because I was new at school. Because I couldn't finish my high school at my own school, I had to go to another school after 3 years. The first few weeks were very hard because everyone already made their friends. I wasn't the only new girl because there also was a girl transferring from another class to my new class, and for some kind of reason my classmates were scared of her. They told me she'd fought with some people the year before I came there and that it was better for me to stay away from her. I did my best to stay away from her, but after a few weeks I sat in front of her during economics class. Always had 2 friends with her who did everything for her, like some kind of minions. That day, all 3 of them sat behind me. During the entire class, they were giggling and gossiping behind my back. At some point, we had to work for ourselves and do our homework. We weren't even working for like 5 minutes and this girl throws her pencil under my chair. So I turned around and she said, pick it up. I said, what? That pick? It's up. I said, you pick it up yourself. Looked at her friends like, she's not obeying me?
I'm of the worst female I met a few nights ago. Literally ruined my own surprise party. If you saw my last Get Ready With Me video, I was getting ready to go out in the city with some friends to celebrate the release of my new clothing line. Me and Jake went to one of my best friend's apartments. She actually threw me a surprise party. On her TV, she had a slideshow of all of my pictures from the website because I am the model. It was so beyond sweet. I thought that nothing could ruin it and it's gonna be the best night of my entire life. I think I jinxed myself. One of my really good friends brought her one friend from out of state. We're gonna refer to her as Emma. So Emma makes her way over to introduce herself and immediately her eyes go directly to Jake and she introduces herself to him first. And then she's like, oh, you're Meggie, I believe. And I'm like, yeah, hi, nice to meet you. It wasn't nice to meet her. You know, it was a pregame, so we were listening to music, talking, drinking champagne. Then Emma tells us how she is an influencer on Instagram and I was like, oh my god, like that's perfect. Do you think maybe we can like partner up? I can give you a few stuff from Raven's Nest and like you can promote them on your page. And she was like, oh, that's so sweet, you know, maybe in the future, but like I don't really work with small brands. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, kind of hurtful, but like, okay. So, you know, I kind of just like shrugged it off. I noticed that when Emma talked, she made sure that she was the loudest in the room and she kept talking over everyone, including me, especially me. So my friends are asking questions and of course I'm talking about my clothing line. That's what this was about. And she goes, so like, did your parents do that for you? And I'm like, no, like, I'm doing it with my sister. My sister was there. And I'm like, no, like, this is me and my sister. You know, we did everything by ourselves. And everyone's like, ooh. And she's like, oh, that's so funny. So I was getting really weird energy at this point, obviously. At this point, we all, had a few drinks in us. And we're all looking at the slideshow, it's pictures of me. And then Emma goes, oh my god, Jake, you let her wear stuff like that? Keep in mind, she never referred to me as my name. She just talked to me. She didn't refer to me as Maggie. But when it came to Jake, she always referred to him by his name. For example, Jake went to go get me a glass of champagne. And she goes, Jake, can you fill up my cup too? But anyway, she was like, Jake, how do you let her wear stuff like that? And he was like, I think she looks beautiful in everything that she wears. I'm not her dad. And I was like, period, Jake. You hear that, Emma? That wasn't even the most offensive thing she said that night. I am running out of time. I hate to do this to you, but please go to part 2.
Get ready with me while I talk about how my ex-best friend is trying to take me to court over Taylor Swift tickets. So me and this girl stopped being friends around junior year prom. We were really close before that, but then things happened and we just stopped being friends, but that's like not important. But back last year when we were still friends, I got tickets to the Eras Tour in Indianapolis, and I decided to take her because I was under the impression that she was a bit of a Swiftie. If you can't tell, I'm a pretty big Swiftie, so I decided to try to get Eras Tour Indy tickets, and I ended up getting them, and I could not take this particular friend with me to the Eras Tour the first time that I went because it, conflicted with something she already had going on. So I was like, okay, let me bring her with me this time because I have an extra ticket. So literally right after I offer her this ticket and give this ticket to her, I find out that she doesn't even like Taylor Swift. My other friend asks her what song she knows, and she's like, oh, I know Shake It Off. And that friend was like, oh, well, maybe you should try learning the other songs on set list to make it more fun. She's like, no, I don't want to do that. But whatever, that's not a big deal at all. I can still take her, she's still my friend. And then we have a falling out. Directly after we have a falling out, we have to go on a school trip in the room together. It's her, me, my other friend, and then this other girl. And I have a Swiftie makeup pouch that my boyfriend got me for Christmas. It is literally one of my favorite things I own. I think it's so cute. And I brought it with me, and it was sitting in our bathroom. So my ex-best friend snaps a picture of my makeup pouch and sends it to one of her friends or something, and is like, oh my god, look what's in our room, look how weird this is, I can't believe this is in our room. And first of all, so rude. And I found this out from one of my friends, so thank you for telling me this. But yeah, and this is also not the first time she's made fun of Taylor Swift. Her, chorus teacher or something put up, a Taylor Swift poster in their classroom, and she threw, a fit about. She's like, oh my god, take that down. That's so weird. Take it down. So to me, it's clear that she doesn't like Taylor, so I'm like, okay, she most definitely won't want to go to this tour anymore with me, right? Wrong. Sent her this long paragraph basically detailing how I'm not comfortable taking her with me and staying next to her. We don't like each other, we have beef, and that she doesn't even like Taylor Swift, and I'm just not comfortable taking her with me because there was other stuff that went down, but I'm not going to talk about that because it's not important. And she responds with, it's my ticket, I'm going. No, that's not how that works. It's my ticket, it's under my name in my Ticketmaster. Her mom had paid my mom for the ticket at this point, and my mom paid her back. She actually paid her more money than she originally gave me. She gave me $195, my mom paid her back $200, and she sent the money back and said, I'm not accepting this refund. She's going to that concert. And then yesterday, I got the cute little letter in the mail basically saying that we have to go to court, and yeah, they're taking us to court, and they either want the ticket or they want $2,500. So that's the fun little situation I'm in right now. Maybe I'll have an update eventually. I don't know. Also, any advice would be appreciated. Was I just absolutely the asshole for this situation, or is there anything I can do to fix this, or what should I do? I don't